Baptist Church. Pastor Luke Rex here. Thanks for joining us in our Daily Connection. Church, this is going to be very short, this Daily Connection here. It's Wednesday. We usually do Worship Wednesday. We have done Wacky Wednesday, but today is going to be what do you do when you're just frustrated Wednesday. It's just been one of those days for me today where everything I seem to put my hand to and try to accomplish comes at expert difficult level or something, and it's just nothing seems to be working out. And I gotta say, at the end of the day, things get accomplished, but they get accomplished through many more hours than you expected, money that you didn't expect, and it's just frustrating. It's just one of those things. And I spent hours today fixing this lawnmower that a guy said he was coming to pick up today, that was working just fine until I went out and was testing it one last time to make sure everything functioned before I would sell it and hand it off to this guy. And one of the belts breaks, and it's like, great, now I got to replace this belt. So running in the store, getting the belt, having to tear the whole thing apart to get to the belt. Finally get this thing fixed, and this guy still hasn't showed up. He was supposed to be here about 4 hours ago. Not replying to any messages, no nothing. So, it had to get done for me to sell it to someone and feel good about that, knowing that they got a product that worked and functioned well. It had to get done, but it's just one of those days where, boy, the frustration level is kind of through the roof. And I tried to do a song, and I'm just being honest with you, church, like I just couldn't do it. Like my heart wasn't in it. I was just going through the motions, and I decided, let's not force it. Let me just kind of talk to you here as a human being. I know as your pastor, but as a human being who deals with difficulties. And I don't know if I got this down yet in my life. And what do you do when you're having one of those days where you just want people to leave you alone? Don't even ask me the simplest of things, because I will probably be rude or something because my spirit is just so frustrated. And for me, one of it is definitely just a little bit of time. I need to get some time away from things. I need to just put things aside down and say, you know what, even if it doesn't get done today, Lord willing, there will be tomorrow, and we'll try to make up for it. Also, there's this reality that I've learned over the years that sometimes what God is teaching me in those moments is to just treasure a time of silence and stillness with Him, and find something in the scriptures that you can relate to. And this is really the passage. It's a very familiar passage that God just brought me to today. It says this, it's in Galatians chapter 6. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And the reason that kind of hit me is not just because of this lawnmower thing, and then there was a pool issue, and I had to go out and do something with that, and the kids are like out there, and as an adult, they don't know any different. But I look at a situation, and without getting into the details, it's just like, guys, isn't the issue so obvious? I mean, open your eyes and just look in front of you, and there it is. Why do you have to interrupt me to come out and do something that is so obvious that you could just fix yourself? But you know what? They don't know. It's Annalie and Shyla, a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old. They don't know. And I'm fighting in my spirit to not be rude. Well, as a matter of fact, if I'm honest with you, I was kind of rude to them, and then I apologized to them afterwards and told them I shouldn't have been. And then it just explained to them what the situation was. So then I look out the window, and Faith, love her, she's decided she was going to help mow grass today, which was very helpful. The last time she did it, though, if you've mown grass, where the grass clippings are thrown out of the lawnmower, you typically don't point that onto your patios and to stuff, because then you just have to clean it up. Make sure you're going in the opposite direction, so it's throwing the grass away from that stuff. Well, the first time she mowed the grass, she didn't know that, and she threw like all this grass onto our back porch and stuff, and it's like, hey Faith, just so you know, let me tell you this, don't do it this way, because now we have to spend time sweeping the patio up because there's grass clippings all over the place. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. And I look out the window, and about a week and a half ago we put mulch down, put this nice black mulch down in this little island out in the front yard. It looks really nice. And what did she do? She mows in circles around the thing, throwing all of the grass clippings into the freshly mulched thing. So it's just like, yell out the window to her, Faith, stop the lawnmower. She stops. I'm like, hey hon, what did we talk about last week about aiming the lawn clippings? You remember that? She's like, yeah. And I said, okay, now just look to your right. She looks over and right away she could see all the grass clippings just scattered all over the freshly put mulch down. And she just kind of like hangs her head like, oops, And in those moments, though, God brings me to this passage, because in those types of moments, especially when it's children, people that you live with, people that you're close with, man, it's so easy just to kind of rip into them and make them feel little and feel bad about themselves. And in that moment, it kind of makes you feel good to do that. It's a release of frustration and anger and anxiety and whatever. It's a release, but then, hopefully for you too, there's very quickly the guilt kind of settles in, and you just think to yourself, it's grass clippings on mulch. Has zero impact on eternal things. But to speak kindly to her and remind her, even though she made that mistake there, that will have earth or eternal rewards, because that is what was spoken about in Galatians. That is the don't grow weary in doing good. So today is a what do you do when you're frustrated Wednesday. You quiet yourself, you take some time, and you go above and beyond in trying to do good to other people. Because I promise you, doing good to people when you're frustrated feels so much better than lashing out at them when you're frustrated. So let me just encourage you today. I know you can probably see it's kind of an emotional day for me today. But, God is good, and I'm so thankful for the lesson that He taught me today. So what do you do on a frustration Wednesday? You do good to people. So hopefully that's helpful for you. God bless you.